she sat down and expressed that she felt really disturbed by this violation of her boundaries and that they need to not see each other for a long time. This sent Devil into crisis mode for a while. Hearing Angel tell her that she didn't want to see her anymore, well, it kind of broke something within her. She was used to her routine, being thrown in a teddy bear dungeon for a week or two and then getting back on her usual nonsense. However, this was unprecedented. Suddenly all her mischief and pranks didn't feel so justified. And coming to terms with the fact that she had pretty much been being relentlessly cruel to the person she cared about most, well, this sends her into a depression. For a few centuries, and she spends most of her time moping around her spooky mansion. Eventually, she becomes tired of this, and the inkling thought of, hey, what if you can become good enough for her, starts appearing and reappearing in her day-to-day life, until eventually this culminates in her finding somebody to talk to about her issues with obsession and the polarized feelings she has towards Angel. Time passes, lots of time and lots of self-reflection, and eventually Devil comes to feel like she doesn't really relate to the version of herself who would feel compelled to try to get petty revenge against Angel for not returning the intensity of her feelings. She finally feels like she's in a space where she can apologize for what she did without making things weird or worse than they were before. Angel said it would be a really, really long time before they could see each other again, and a long time it had been. And so, Devil came back again, but this time with very straightforward intentions. To genuinely apologize for her past behavior and to say goodbye one final time. However, as she began to walk away, Angel stops her. Devil wasn't the only person who experienced a change in the time that they were apart. Angel had been doing some introspection herself. Even though she doesn't particularly make a habit of deep thinking, she did at least a bit in the course of the many years they were separated. As she found herself more and more focused on her work, she started to ask herself why it wasn't so exciting to go out on dates anymore. And as she failed to find satisfactory answers, her mind kept straying to her old friend, Devil. She resented all the times that Devil tried to ruin her career, but she did truly appreciate her company otherwise, and despite all that had happened, Angel can't help but think back on Devil in a positive light. And as time passed, she found herself waiting for her, feeling progressively more disappointed each passing year that Devil didn't come back and stir it up again. And maybe she had just started to assume that Devil was gone for good by the time she finally showed back up at her door. Not to mess up her life again, but to apologize and provide closure. And so, Angel asks her, does this have to be goodbye? And after a moment of thought, no. No, it doesn't. And so they rebuild. Time revealed to both of them the tension underpinning most of their interactions until then, and so they work together to relieve that, still taking things slow as ever. A demon of mischief is about equally equipped as an angel to handle seduction, and so they both have trouble perceiving things in any meaningful way. But they take their time. And as the millennia pass by, they prove to be utterly inseparable.